think you're good. All right, ask away.
Okay, here we go. So we're here with Rose, the founder of a really fantastic idea that we're excited about called House Call the App. She has concierge doctors and nursing staff coming into people's homes. I think it's a fantastic idea. It's starting here in South Florida. I know it'll be a booming success. And we're utilizing right now her services for home IV treatment and other home NAD treatments. And so I just want to welcome Rose. Hi, we're honored to have you here.
Thank you.
And just tell me a little bit about how you came up with this brilliant idea. Tell me how the coconut hit you in the head and came up with this brilliant idea.
Yeah, well, I think most people can relate to having loved ones who, face whether it's intermediate or chronic illness and want to be able to help them. I know I can. And especially coming out of COVID and seeing the need for those who are at risk, those who had elderly parents or grandparents, and the benefit of like these home health heroes, these nurses who started doing in-home visits to really help people. And I was really inspired by that. And then I myself, a little while after COVID, was kind of in its peak, was on a business trip and I got horrific food poisoning. I was in the airport and I was like, had the shivers. It was horrible. And I knew these amazing nurses and I was flying back to see my grandparents here in South Florida. And I knew they did IV bags. They could come see me. They worked with a concierge doc. They were amazing. I'd met them before, but I didn't have any way to contact them. I was like, how will I meet these guys? And I called my grandparents. I couldn't get their phone number. I couldn't find them online. And I was like, how do we live in the 21st century? And I'm unable to access or find people who I know are out there, experts. And I would like to pay them for their services and be able to have them come to my home. And I could get an IV bag, have them check me out, make sure I was okay and I wasn't too dehydrated because I couldn't hold down water. So I hadn't drank water in like over 24 hours. It was absolutely insane. So I, after that moment, started on a journey of how do I make that happen for people? Not just, cases like myself that are one-off illnesses where you might be traveling away from your primary care physician, not able to get an appointment, but also for people with loved ones. And my grandparents are very tough, very hardy folks. They don't want to go to the emergency room. They don't want to go and book an appointment with their doctor if they don't absolutely have to. But sometimes they call me and I'm worried and I want to be able to send somebody to check up on them.
I think it's great. But the whole ability to be nationwide and just be at home and have somebody come in specifically for you, it's a brilliant concept. It's amazing no one's thought of it before, but it's here now. I really applaud that. It's simple, but it's very, very important.
Thank you. Yeah, we're super excited. Our goal is on-demand healthcare, in homes, less waiting rooms for people who can otherwise avoid it, and for people who don't have, access or might not want to go or, aren't as mobile, the ability to get quality, reliable in-home care. So what we're doing is really building a platform and a network of trust. And part of that involves for us partnering with the best people. Not only the best providers, healthcare providers, nurses, doctors, but also the best NAD folks, the best concierge clinics, to be able to really create for people, an understanding of not just like, am I Googling, NAD and seeing what comes up, but yes. I can actually find, top quality, verified, vetted, background checked products, people, and care.
It could really create a parallel whole healthcare universe when you think about it.
Has the opportunity to really revolutionize the way we think about healthcare and home health and who it's really for. I don't think it's just for elderly people who are in their homes, but I think there's a whole sphere of post-op care, the benefits of NAD and the concierge world.
Absolutely, and also thinking about that, think about the infectious risk that everybody takes when people go into the urgent care or the emergency room, people coughing, hacking. There's always a question when you have an elderly parent or when you're there yourself, you say, the last thing I want to do is go sit in an urgent care clinic and have somebody cough on me. And here I can just have somebody come into my home and I'm not risking the problems that I could be getting going in to get health care itself.
You might just need a nurse to come out to your house and have a quick visit, a wellness check, a vitals check, get an IV bag there. So I think it will really change our perspective not only on, home health and who home health is for, but also on the healthcare system itself. Yeah, and I think for us, that's why our motto is less waiting rooms, more living rooms.